And of course, it worked. We are live. We are on the air. It is Motovloggers Behaving Badly. Tuesday's bit of crumpet. Oh, man. I am looking so forward to today. I really am. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. And of course, we are also joined by Mr. B. Sweet.
To be.
Alrighty. Howdy, howdy. So I guess we'll go down the line and get everybody to say howdy-dee-doody-dee to everybody at home. So we'll start off with Weggy.
Howdy, folks. Howdy, folks.
Alright, very nice. Mr. Suffolk Andy.
Howdy, folks.
Nice. And Mr. B.
How did he do did he?
Howdy, doody.
And a hi diddly ho neighbors from me. Alright, so we're going to start off kind of light today, which is perfectly fine. Andy and I were sitting here talking for a while, and I'm like, hey, if it's just you and me, I'm cool with that. Now, I know a lot of folks have stuff going on today. Our buddy, Jasper Chase, is dealing with a sick kid right now, so all good energy goes his way, because I know what it's like dealing with sick kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're all dead.
Oh, yeah. But we are here. So I guess we'll find out if folks have any news from the past week. And I guess we'll start off with Mr. B.
Oh wow. Okay. News. My camera's back.
Yeah.
Ah.
So
How you gonna mount that thing on the side of your helmet?
yeah, that'll be cool. Hey, check me out. Oh no.
And not on the top, Andy, like a Teletubby. Look at that. Yeah, that's right.
Nice and
I'll put the lens out. There we go. Renee. It's not going on the. It's not going on the helmet. Obviously, it's for doing all our proper like video stuff, for things like news and the broccoli awards and that. So the camera's back for that. So that's awesome. Looking forward to that. And I have to say, Sony servicing. They repaired the camera and everything. No quibbles, no messing about, for free. So that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's good. So fair play to Sony. Well done. As opposed to topics, I don't know. You might want to come back to me. I'm not sure at the moment on topics. I'm not really.
Right.
I just joined, and I've only just got dealing with a sick child as well. So Jasper, if you're watching, my son's just got over chicken pox, so I totally understand. But yeah, for topics, come back to me on that one, Bobby. I'll have a think.
All right, you got it. All right, Suffolk Andy.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. Weggy and my good self went to the Ace Car on Sunday. I had to think about it, my God. Sunday. We had a whale of a day. We met up with the Triumph people, and then we met up with the Idiot Collective, and I met Dalboy for the first time. So we had a whale of a day with Johnny Cactus and his good missus, and that was, yeah, a good day.
All right, awesome.
Good day.
Sweet, sweet. All right, what about you, Weggy?
Yeah, pretty much the same as Andy, really. Had a busy week last week at work. Prepped the old ZX12 ready for the weekend run to the ice. Good to meet up with the collective again. Great to meet up with Andy at a flat out run of 65, 70 mile an hour behind good old Thumping Harley and a Triumph Bonneville, pretty trick, and Jenny's Triumph America. And it was a good day. Shame that every friggin' weekend it rains, and yet as soon as you hit Monday, the fucking sun shines out.
Oh,
So at least I'm really sort of particularly looking forward to a weekend where the sun does stay out for the 2 days, and then it piss with rain for the rest of the week when you're at work. I don't mind that. You know, but no, other news now. Just like you know, so she's been cleaning me bike. I'm having to use it for work at the moment as well because obviously the 600 went tits up. One of the lads who I work with run it down with his forklift,
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, literally, mate. And that's down at Davy Brothers in Ipswich. And as far as I know, speaking to Paul Davy, I think effectively that's a write-off. It don't take much to write off a motorcycle nowadays, especially an older one. So I'll wait and see on that. So at the moment, I'm using a bike for work I don't particularly want to use. You know.
Gotcha.
That's better than walking.
Sorry, I'm not sure I was hearing things there. Someone ran over your bike with a forklift.
Yeah, what happened was, because I work in the warehouse industry, and my bike, using the XJ600, which I didn't purchase that long ago, to be honest with you. I brought it right up to speed, and you've seen it. It is what it is, mate. You know, it's a bike worth 900 quid, £1,000. I did the typical weggy treatment on it, brought it up to speed. I took it to work. It started to rain, and I weren't bothered about the bike getting wet. It's the fact I hadn't taken my leggings to work. So what I did, I was on a night shift. I brought it into the warehouse at 4:30 in the morning. I went to get on it at 6 o'clock and found that it was on its stand, but all the fucking mirrors are all bent, and the rear master cylinder with the holder had all been twisted round on the frame tabs.
Oh.
My brand new exhaust was twisted. It popped the headers out of the cylinder head.
What?
Yeah, it's also marked down one side, and the inner fairing, the inner tabs had broken off, snapped off, and the bloke hadn't told me. He hadn't told me. If I'm completely honest, he came into the tee hut. I'd sat down and had a bit of a break, and he looked quite sheepish. And I thought, he keeps getting up and down all the time. He won't sit down. And he looked quite sheepish. He's a good lad, don't get me wrong, he's a good lad, but that is something just sort of, I thought to myself, what's going on here? He normally sort of sit down and chill out and have a smoke or whatever. But then obviously I realised, and do you know what, the thing I said to Andy, I said, the thing that actually disappointed me more was not the state of the bike, because it's a bike, you know, it can either be repaired, it's going to be covered with the insurance, it's going to be covered with the company insurance. It's the fact he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me nothing about it, and I spoke to him about it, and I said, why did you not tell me straight away what you did? And he didn't have an answer for me. And believe it or not, the lad didn't actually turn up for work the next night.
Oh,
seriously, mate, seriously. So that was and I understand people in circumstances. I know he's got a young family. I know in certain circumstances, people worry that they're going to have to fork out a shed load of money that they might not necessarily have. But no, you know, obviously didn't get told anything at all, so he didn't turn up for work, and I just went on with it. And I said to him again, so why didn't you tell me? And he said, I didn't really know what to say. Well, you know, I've wrecked your fucking bike.
The fucking forklift, I think, would probably be one of the first things that springs to mind.
Yeah, you know, that's like I said, at the end of the day, you know, when you're moving vehicles around, if you have any knocks and bangs on a forklift, you know, if you clip a vehicle, whatever form of industry or normal day-to-day life, if you clip someone's motor, you do a little bit of damage to someone else's property, hold your hands up straight away and fucking tell them. It's going to save a load of hassle later on. It's you being honest. If that means you having to fork out a little bit of money, then so be it. Everybody's amicable, and the honesty stands for more than the actual the damage. I'd rather have been told about it, so I could at least. What annoyed me most was the fact that had there been more substantial damage without me knowing about it, and I had to ride the bike home, believe you me, it weren't a funny ride back. You know, to be quite, it might have had a cracked lug on a frame. It could have had a lot more damage. Bearing in mind the bike was thrown to the floor sideways, yeah. So, yeah, a bit disappointed, buddy.
Wow.
Oh, now I've got no good news. Bollocks.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that, mate. It's how frustrating. I mean, if that would have been me, I'd have gone, oh my fucking god, I'd have fucking put the handbrake on the forklift, dropped the forks to the floor, and gone, Weggy, look, mate, I'm really sorry, but I fucking hit your bike.
Well,
it would have been covered by the company insurance, obviously, but not to tell you could have been quite dangerous.
Yeah,
actually surprised a lot of people, to be honest, because he's a good lad. You know, he's got a young family. I know things a little bit financially tight, you know, and he's just had to fork out a lot of money for his car. But at the end of the day, regardless of all that, a little bit of, you know, completely honest. I mean, the first thing you do is just think, oh fuck it. You might hold your head and you hold your own head in your hands for 5-10 minutes, but you know the eventuality is you're going to have to spill the beans and tell somebody.
Yeah.
You know, especially, you know, it's a simple rule of life. You do that, you sort it out straight away. Don't try and you know, cover it up or get away with it. I mean, he actually said to me, I don't know what happened, but he said to me, oh, sorry, mate, I didn't even realise I'd knocked it down. I thought, hold on a minute, mate. This is the bloke who's my shift partner. The guy who works with me, he's recently joined me on my shift because the other lad's now gone at the Divan and containers. And he's joined me, and he's been working with a company for a year or two. And, you know, he's a good lad. He's been doing general jobs and this and the other. He's been doing a lot more container work. But the eventuality was my mate who is now gone to the container side, he left the space, and you need to have 2 people on each shift, whether it be days or nights in the haulage industry or anywhere for health and safety reasons more than anything else. And you know, the fact that a guy that you're working with just didn't give me the detail that I needed.
Yeah, it's pretty crap, to be fair.
You know what I'm saying? It's so fucking. How can I put it? It's so unordinary. It's something that I've never happened to me before. So to put it into words, I couldn't at the time. I mean, Andy knows Stan. Andy knows Stan, who I work with. He's a very good mate. He grew up with him. And I spoke to Stan about it, and he couldn't believe it. He just said, why? He said, I don't understand. I said, nor do I understand. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you probably lost for words apart from ones that were 4 letters.
Yeah, well, my wife said to me, because, you know, we've all got a temperament, and she said to me, she said, for him not to have turned up to work, you must have been fucking angry. I said, the funny thing was, I wasn't angry. I said it was more very confused at the fact that he hadn't told me. I said that was what got me more than anything else. I didn't even get angry about it. You know, it pissed me off, obviously, because, you know, a motorcycle is a motorcycle, regardless of how new, old, what sort of condition it is. If it's MOT and it gets you to work and back, it's a usable item for myself. Mm-hmm. So it's something now that I'm obviously having to use the one that I didn't want to use for work and taking that to a fucking haulage yard. And I'm now waiting to hear what's gonna happen with the old XJ. But I can't see it being anything other than a Cat C, Cat D write-off, which obviously mean really, as you know, if that's the case, you know, you've lost your logbook and everything else. It's a write-off. If you have to put it through a test, I can't remember exactly what it is, but you have to put it through this particular test. Andy probably knows, which means you've done the work on it. That has to be proven that the work is all professional and safe to then put the bike for an MOT, and then obviously you reapply for your V5, but you'll never sell it. You'll never sell it for more than.
It'll be registered as a Cat 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but, I mean, if he does that again, I said, Wiggy, the wind's getting up a bit outside. Your bike might have got blown over.
Well, you know.
Now that conversation could have started either with 1 word or 5.
Well, absolutely.
Got a bit of an echo on here tonight. I don't know where it's coming from.
I think it's probably me. But I'll stick a cans in because I quickly come on. I work fairly late tonight because I was sort of helping Stan out with the loads, late loads. And my missus has only just made my tea, and I've just had my tea, and I haven't even had a fucking shower yet. So I'll quickly stick my headphones in, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
When you think about it, you know, dude knocked the bike over. 1 word or 5. You could have either said, "Oops," or you could have started the conversation with, "Dude, no shit, there I was," and then just explained what happened. That's it, you know. I don't understand how someone could do that and not just tell the truth. You know, if I knock somebody's bike over, the first thing I'm doing is like, "Oh, dude, you know what? I'm a rider. I understand. I am so sorry. Whatever I can do to help, I will do. You know, I may not have much, but I'll try to help out. This was my fault. I would just own up to it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
See, the thing is, they actually, the company boss, he's actually, where it's known, but he started to talk to me about bikes. I thought, well, you're not into bikes, man. He's well into his cars. He's got an AMG Mercedes at the moment, and he's had Porsches and this that, and the other. Being a company owner, he can, but. Anyway, but he started talking about bikes, and I sussed out why. He told me the other day he's gone for his CVT. I think he's about the same age as me. He's just gone for his CBT, but you don't pass or fail, but he's got to go back for some more work on his CBT, shall we say? All right. Anyway, so but give the guy his dues. He actually said to me once he'd heard about it. He said, "Mate," he said, I insist you put it through the company insurance." I said, "To be honest with you, Fraser, I wasn't going to bother." I said I was going to deal with it man to man. Now, whether if he was going to give me, I did expect money from the guy because I know for a fact he wouldn't get it. You'd probably find him fucking hanging before he, it's just one of those lads you thought, well, I don't know how I'm going to get to sort this out. I really don't, because I know for a fact you ain't got 2 pennies to rub.
He's probably too scared, I reckon.
Well, I think in all honesty, it's one of those things. I think his wife gives him a bit of a hard time as well. You know what I'm saying? And I thought there was probably that, and including everything else. He hasn't got a great deal of money now. It's a situation he didn't want, and I thought he just buried his head right down and didn't tell me about it, and somehow went into a different world about it. So, but yeah, anyway, it's being sorted out, and it'll get sorted in the next week or two. In the meantime, I'll just carry on using the old ZX for work. It's only stupid thing is, once the time I fired it up, it's probably only reached about 20 degrees engine wise. Once I get to work, it's only worked 4 minutes up the road. So really, I'm alone. No, seriously, I'm at the door, and it's only what, I don't know, half a mile. I should walk, really.
All right. Now, since you mentioned CBT, that brings me to mind of tests. And last week I wasn't able to get to the last 2 things in the Q&A, so I am actually going to bring this up to Mr. B. 08 Ride last week asked if Mrs. B has passed her test yet. Oh no.
No, your mic's gone, Andy.
No sound. God. I didn't have to hear that to know what it was. Yeah, all right, we'll keep going. All right, so
I think Andy, I think Andy spoke about it. I don't know whether she said she's been busy or something. I know they're obviously planning to get the test out of the way, but I don't think she's actually taken the test yet. I think it was, from what I remember, without digging myself a hole here, it was about time, work, getting the time from work, and also just put a bit of finance together to do it, if I'm right in saying.
Okay.
I may be wrong.
We'll find out in a moment.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he'll be back. But yeah, actually, while we're doing that, I have another one from last week from Backroad Moto. And he was asking, what's the best way to de-scratch a helmet shield? Any old tricks besides the obvious 10 years of wet sanding? The son of a bitch. Wow. You know what? I'd actually like to know that myself, because that would be something good for everyone to know.
Do you know what? There probably is a special way of doing it, but I've never sussed that one out. I mean, I try not to let my visors get scratched. Although they do, you carry a lid around. And inevitably, you get caught against a wall, or you catch a bike or a set of handlebars, or they just generally rub against things. Eventually, there's going to get fine scratches, and they slowly over time build up. I think once they get to that point, that's time for a new visor, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then there's always road debris. You're out there. You're out there riding, you're behind cars, behind trucks, and they're just kicking up stones off the road, so you're going to get scratches that way.
I suppose really it's visors it's going to pick up all that sort of stuff, and I suppose if just changing the subject on rather than the scratch or the affected side of it, but the cleaning side of it, I generally just use say for instance, like after Sunday, it was wet, and all of a sudden when we come to London, we started getting hit by green fly. I don't know if you noticed that, there's fucking green fly on there. And obviously, once you're somewhere, what I've got on the back of the bike is they're not visor wipes as such, they're just wipes. Not the baby wipes, but they're proper interior wipes for a car, and I tend to find they work quite well, and they don't leave a smear. But generally speaking, all I do when I get home to clean the visor is just some kitchen roll, and just a tiny, tiny little bit of washing up soap liquid and some water on a cloth, and just wipe it down, and then just dry it off. And that, generally speaking, softens any debris up that's stuck to your visor. Doesn't scratch it, because it softens it up first, and then you can just wipe it down. And generally speaking, they come up quite well, to be honest.
One of the best things for cleaning the visor is just plain water.
Yeah.
I bought a little kit where you put this little sponge in this bag, which is sealed with some water in it, and you put it on your bike, and then when you get all flies over it, you just put it over it, leave it for a minute or two, and then wipe it off, and that's perfect.
Yeah. Well, Andy, I was going to say, sorry, Bob. You know when you're travelling, like we were obviously Sunday, like we have done for many years, and your visor gets wet. There's drops of rain over your visor. Generally speaking, I see people, lots and lots of people, wrongly wiping a visor with a glove.
I do. Yeah, I just do it with a finger like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's some cracking little ideas. You know, you met Dave Dyson, Duke. You know the you'll see his videos, on the YouTube and that. And if I remember rightly, they had this simple little device. What the hell was it? It was a little bit of a windscreen wiper. Somehow stuck to his glove to literally wipe across
Yeah,
the
nice.
visor. Yeah, it was literally that, and it works.
Some gloves actually come with that system on. On one of the fingers, there's like a little piece, like a little wiper on the glove, and you just go like that with it. Yeah.
Do you know what, Eddie? I do seem to remember some, but I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them for a while.
They used to be about years ago.
Yeah.
That's really hitting you hard, and that's really, you're going high speed. The best way is just to put your head to one side, and it usually rolls off. That's what the racing boys do when they're racing. They just tip their head to one side, and that comes off, for that split second.
Yeah.
Have I got sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, you hear.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I do the same. I just turn my head to the left and then to the right, and the water just beads off and it's gone. But you have to be, doing at least 70.
I won't go on fast enough, Sunday, for it to run off.
Yeah, sorry, officer. Just clear a visor.
That's a good excuse to go flying past, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? And you were talking about bugs on the visor as well. I just think I heard. I actually did a video over a year ago about how to do it, and it is just a square of kitchen roll, kitchen towel, whatever you want to call it. The biodegradable paper, basically. Just spray it with water and then stick it on the visor. Leave it like 5 minutes and then wipe it off, and it doesn't scratch anything, and it all comes off.
Yeah, water's the best.
And it also keeps it, just in case you have that anti-fog coating on there, keeps you from washing it off, because a lot of times some of the harsher soaps will take that right off.
Yeah.
And, they have these kits that they sell that are supposed to be, anti-fog and, keep your visors from fogging up. And every one that I've ever seen is crap.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Well, let's be honest. Up until the pin lock system, nothing really worked in it. I mean, I've still got an old tin of Bob Heath visor stuff, anti-mist shit, anti-fog and that. They used to work for.
Not that great.
No. To be fair, it never used to work. Really.
No. Pin lock's the only solution. But going back to the water and a paper towel. Obviously, that doesn't just work for your visor, because obviously on your fork stems, on your headlights, on your front fairing, if you've got one, the same principle applies.
Badly. You're breaking up, Andy. You're breaking up badly, mate.
Am I?
Yeah, I couldn't hear any of that.
Oh, I actually hear you pretty clear, so I don't know where.
I did. It sounded quite clear to me.
Oh, Andy's flipping wide. Andy, you're the one breaking up.
Yeah?
Yeah, you just froze up.
Can I just say, obviously, I've had one or two problems, over the past with sound breaking up and the picture dying and me disappearing. Well, basically, I've got a new PC anyway. Bought a decent enough PC, and also I'm now on cable. So my broadband has gone from 15 megabytes, which I was on for a good few years with a certain company, and I'm now on up to 165 megabytes down, and on average I'm getting between, depending on the time of day, I'm getting between sort of 75 and 150 download, and on average between 11 and 13, I believe, up. So it's quite a bit of difference, and hopefully the quality now comes through better when, especially on things like this.
Oh yeah.
Seems a lot more stable in there. I'm sort of looking at the corner. I think that the quality. I know I'm only using a fairly standard Microsoft cam here, HD cam, but hoping the quality's just picked up a little bit and it's a little bit smoother.
Yeah. Are you plugged in by a cable as well, Eggy?
Yeah. What do you mean? I've obviously got cable. We've got the cable for the router and the cable for the TV, and also I'm hardwired to the PC. So I'm not on Wi-Fi or anything like that with my main PC anyway.
Right, yeah, because obviously if you use Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi has limits in terms of.
Oh, of course, yeah. Also, one of the things with the old PC was when the power supply unit went down, it actually took out the Ethernet controller. So I had to use Wi-Fi. I had to buy a little built-in plug-in dongle for the Wi-Fi. But obviously this one now is all, it's just latest PC for what it is. And it runs Wi-Fi, but I prefer to run it via the hardwire. And I also use for the kids' games as well. I've power lined the house, so they're effectively hardwired through the electrical wiring anyway upstairs for this, that, and the other.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as you said, Weggy. We've got a Wi-Fi router and like 2 and 4, blah blah blah, and all this stuff. But to be honest, you can't beat hardwired. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, and I try, because there's so many. I mean, this latest router that sort of handles a lot more Wi-Fi units. There's so many phones, tablets, wireless laptops, so on and so forth. And that don't just stop there. I mean, my home cinema hi-fi system also works on a system that uses the Ethernet, and so anything like that eventually breaks down the Wi-Fi signal. It's going to drain it. So,
well, I'm on a cable here. I've put a cable into this laptop, so I take it out of my tower and then put it into here when I'm on here, because I haven't got a camera or anything on my tower. But the trouble in my household is I've got Amy. She's upstairs now. She's on the internet. I've got Mrs. in the front room. She's on the internet.
Yeah.
So, and I think I said the other day about having problems uploading videos. I've now found out that if I upload a video when I'm here on my own and there's nobody else on Wi-Fi or anything else, straight on.
Yeah.
But if I try and load one up, say tonight, and they're all on everything else, that will fail.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. Especially beforehand when I was on just a normal telephone line connection. Because I used to work alongside the sort of engineers, and I tuned the broadband as high as I possibly could, brought the SNR down and everything else, and made it work for what it was. Probably got the best I could out of it. But saying that, my stepson, he's got his own little YouTube channel, which he does for gaming. And, quite regularly he's doing HD uploads. Now, I did say to him, I said, can you do me a favour? I said, when I'm doing a hangout or something, or I'm, Skype or doing something live, I said, can you refrain from doing that? Because it was sucking the life out of the system, so to speak, So effectively, apart from one or two things, I mean, even my TV as they are nowadays is wired up with the, the internet. But yeah, generally speaking, it's a lot better and it's a lot smoother and it's a lot more comfortable now to use it without thinking I'm going to be on here for 5 minutes and then all of a sudden just disappear. It's a lot better.
All right. So before we get too far, I want to get back to the one question from 08 Ride to see if Mrs. B has passed her test. I know we were talking about it before, but the sound went out for you, Mr. B. So
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. Greg, has Mrs. B passed her test? No, she hasn't taken her test, and what it is that, life goes on, kids being ill, work and everything else. The riding's had to take a bit of a backseat for a bit, but that's kind of, we're over the crest of the hill now. My son's back to full health and everything else. And I did a test ride on Mrs. B's SV 2 days ago with interesting results. I'll publish a video. But needless to say that I've ordered a couple more bolts. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there now. But she hasn't taken a test yet, no. But as soon as she does, you'll know all about it.
All right. All right. So in that case, we'll hit the Q&A. And wow, I just heard myself back there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting an echo from somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. I can hear it now.
All right. Not that big a deal. All right. So Bex88 says, "Good evening, all," with this big old smiley face.
Hi, Beck.
Yep. Sent you an invite, Bex. So if you want to jump in, feel free. And oh well, there we go, Mrs. B. Evening, gents. How are you all? Well, I'm slightly psychotic, but I'm dealing with it nicely. How about yourself?
Oh, Mrs. Big's watching.
Oh man. And O2 Big Kev says, "Good morning, chaps."
Okay.
Hi, Kev.
Yeah, Siznet555 says, "How diddly doodly, gents. A bit quiet tonight so far. Don't worry, we're gonna get some craziness going on, I swear." And I also sent you an invite, so if you want to jump in here, feel free, jump on in. All right, and going back to a conversation we had last week, RE Star Wars from Mrs. B. Darth Zena because she's awesome, and I've got the costume. I can totally dig that. I can totally dig that. So pictures. Because I'm a Star Wars geek and I like cosplay. So I don't do cosplay, but I like it. Dude, what else we got here? Jay Soto 77 says, "I'm sorry to hear it, Weggy. Personally, as a forklift driver myself at work, I would have whispered this accident to the owner, more for the fear of him losing his job over something he did or did not predict. Other than that, it would have been an accident." All right.
Yeah, well, that's all it was, mate. That's all it was, an accident, you know. But a little bit of honesty wouldn't have gone awry with it.
Yeah, I always believe. Well, not always. In the past 10 years, I believe, you know, no matter how bad it may seem, just tell the truth. Just get it out there. All right. So 08 Ride. 08 Ride says, "Oh, hello, chaps. Forklifts give me bad memories. 18-year-old was reversing one at work, tried to park up and missed brake pedal, bashed into a raised platform. Luckily not hard, but guy 15 I guess 15 meters up on the platform wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Nor was the foreman. I was banned immediately."
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, do not give that guy a forklift. Let's see. At Backroad Moto says, "I'm not as friendly. His car would have been missing its roof. Bing bang boom. You take my transportation, I give you a convertible. Hardly even still." Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
But you know what, mate? It must be the fact of getting older. Just to be honest, once upon a time, you would have sort of just gone fucking and loopy-loo, man. I tell you, really. You know, you just would have spilt the beans and really gone into one, and then you would have sort of sorted it out, you know. But now I thought you just think, shit, why? Why? You know. Jeez. I think if somebody was being bloody stupid, you know, I think if it had been my new bike, then I would have gone. That would have been a slightly different story, especially if I'd not been told about it. But then how do you effectively, you know, you're getting older in life, you know, and you don't just go around punching the shit out of people just because they've pissed you off. You know, at the end of the day, there's a certain way to deal with it, and I think I dealt with it in the right way. It's getting sorted out. It's still pissed me off, but what can you do about it? You know?
Yeah. I mean, the best thing you could do is just, you know, chalk it up to experience and keep on rolling, you know?
Yeah, simple as
That's it. Oh, man. Oh, I love this. Backroad Moto says, "Beast Rider, I drink beer with the actor that played Grok the Ewok. I'll make him watch one of your videos, promise." Dude, that's awesome. Awesome. Because I freaking love the Ewoks, man. Love the Ewoks. They brought down the Empire. Come on. Seriously. It was the Ewoks. They did it. Oh, man. See, I would be so cool with that. I want to meet that dude, shake his hand, because I'm like, yeah, I'm a geek. What can I do? All right. Now, speaking of geeks and movies and stuff, one of the questions I wanted to ask you guys is, if someone were to make a movie about your life as a motovlogger, number one, who would you want to direct? Who would you want to play you? And who would you want who would you want to make the soundtrack?
Fucking hell.
You don't have
That's a
to.
tall order.
All right. What do you think, Leggy?
Fucking what a question. Soundtrack, anything metal, anything rock.
Nice.
Fucking Sabbath, Black Sabbath,
Oh, hell
Led
yeah.
Zeppelin, you know, mate, any shit like that, you know, hard stuff. I don't fucking know, I mean, I don't know, Stan Laurel. Trying to think. Fucking Steven Spielberg, Jurassic Park, I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one, really. That's a hard one to answer. As I was saying, I mean, I don't sort of really, I don't vlog, do I? I'm going to leave it to you, gents. I just upload videos, just occasionally, and do fucking hangouts, really, to be honest with you, and just spend the whole life just sorting out me bikes, to be honest with you. Occasionally, they might, you know, I've got, obviously, you know, I've went out and purchased one of these little shit bags, and you know, I'm still trying to find Chaz because I ain't got the time to die. She wanted me to do the mic mod, which Chaz did, but nobody knows where he is. And well, we have sort of heard one or two things, but anyway, that's besides the point. I don't know, mate. Really, I don't know. Ask somebody else. I really haven't got an answer, to be honest with you. I stick with Stan Laurel. Well, where's Andy gone?
He's gone again.
Fucking,
Oh, man.
is he on a meter or something?
Gotta pop some change in the computer.
Fucking hell, there it goes, right? 10p's in your TV slot, mate.
All right. So what do you think? Suffolk Andy.
Oh, God. Direct a film about my life. Tarantino, is it?
Nice. Okay.
It's got to be fucking mental, isn't it? So, you know, full of fucking action and fucking people jumping up in the air with swords and that. And I don't know why, but who could act my part? Could be Tom Cruise because he's so short. I'd look ridiculous. I don't know, mate. That's a question of the half. I think I'd be like Weggy, really. I'd be the other half to Stan Laurel. What's the other one?
Oh, no, Oliver Hardy, wasn't it? Oliver Hardy.
Oliver Hardy. Yeah, I'll be Oliver Hardy. Is he the fat one? Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd do me then.
Another mess you got me into.
If they ever made a film about my life, I don't think many people go and watch it. Fucking hell. Right.
I don't know. It's a hell of a question, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
Like we got fucking lives worth making films out of anyway. I mean, shit.
Hey, you know, you never know what could be popular. I mean, I've seen some of the crap that has made tons of money these days, and it is just that. It's crap.
There's plenty of that sort of shit.
I think
half the films.
Yeah, I think somebody like Tom Hanks, because I like Tom Hanks. He's probably one of the best actors I think I know. So yeah, I have Tom Hanks and Tarantino. That'd be a bloody good together, wouldn't it? And Spielberg.
Tom Hanks and Tarantino.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
That'd be brilliant.
Tarantino blowing the shit out of everything, and Tom Hanks going, "Oh, well, you never know. Life is like a box of chocolates." Can't see it. Can't see that. Just blow your head off. You'll be all right. Oh, life is like a box of chocolates. They're no good kid.
Oh man.
Oh man.
All right. So, what do you think, Mr. B? What team would you want working on your movie?
Sorry, I missed a question because I had to go out and my sound went potty. You know when computers think they get clever, you think, oh, you plugged in some headphones. Would you like to change your sound? But it actually give you the option. It just totally wrecked my computer, so I just rebooted. What was the question? Sorry, Bobby.
Okay, if there was going to be a movie about your life as a motovlogger, who would you want to direct? Who would you want to play you? And who would you want to do the soundtrack?
Well, I would probably, because my favourite director is Quentin Tarantino, so
Nice.
totally would be Quentin. Who would play me?
Boss Hog.
Hey boy, don't you know the ham? Give him a kill.
That's not Boss Hog.
No, that one. But do you remember who was the copper?
Could you?
Roscoe P.
Roscoe Pico Twain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking top class, man.
Really? Do you think I'm like Roscoe? With that bloody dog? No, I don't like pets anyway. It would be Roscoe. Oh, who would play me? I don't know. I know it would be. It will be the guy who was in Aliens that played the robot.
Oh.
With the knives.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh,
what's his
yeah.
name?
Yeah, he recently died a couple of 3 years back. I know the character he was.
Not that one. Not that robot. Sorry, Aliens, not Alien.
No, the one who did the. He's been in. He normally does sci-fi. He used to do sci-fi type films anyway, didn't he?
The guy who played Bishop. The guy
Yeah, Bishop.
Oh.
Yeah, the robot
Yeah,
Bishop.
Bishop. He's still alive.
Is he? No, might be.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I shook his hand a couple of weeks ago. He's definitely still alive.
Oh man.
He's fucking alive like
So
a
he would
boss.
play me. And what was the last part?
Who would you want to do the soundtrack?
Sound. I really don't know.
Disney.
I've never been into the. When it gets to the sound, it's like. I'll go with. I'll go with Dolby.
Oh my.
I'm not into the sound side of things. It's always been the direction, and
Well, that's my.
but I'm sure Mrs.
Bobby's-
B would chime in Q&A with something if she's watching still.
I should imagine. I know Bobby's got his own story, man. But I can imagine Bobby's being Lucasfilm or something.
You know, I thought about that, but I'm not really sure. I don't want it to be too crazy, like too crazy over the top.
Yeah, but you know what? You know when in old films, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have before you had Dolby Digital, you used to have the fucking hell was that called? On your
Stereo.
decent quality home cinema. On
No.
decent quality home cinema, that's your THX.
Yes,
That was-
THX, yeah.
THX,
Yes.
right? Now, if you ever played, and they still do it for the Dolby Digital, but you remember how the style, the Lucas film, you had, it used to go, and it used to go right deep, didn't it? And the whole fucking house used to vibrate with your sub and your floor standards and everything else.
Yeah.
And that effect was fantastic. Don't seem to
Yes.
get it on the films now. Yeah, you know the one.
Yes.
I know the
Yeah.
one. I know the one. I absolutely know the one, and yeah, it's an awesome sound, isn't it?
Because
movie time.
Yeah, because I think on one of the Tenacious D films, they took the piss out of it, and they done the Lucasfilm thing, and there was Jack Black and what's his other character's name?
Kyle Gass.
That's the geezer. I think I don't know if that was the Pick of Destiny, where they started off like that, and they were both they gas coming out of their arseholes, and they were blowing left, right, and centre, weren't they?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll say one thing. That film was absolute peach. Me and my wife went to see it at the cinema, and I bought the DVDs within as soon as they came out, and I've had the soundtrack, the CD. Fantastic. You get a chance to watch it. Watch it. Pick of Destiny.
Dude, I feel so bad. I got the chance after seeing that movie to like be in the same space as Dave Grohl, and I wanted to tell him how much I love the fact that he played the devil in that movie. And unless you looked at the credits, you would have had no freaking clue it was him.
No idea, mate. No idea. In fact, to be honest, that is the best. That is the best number on that whole on the CD and the film. Knockout.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh my god, I listened to that thing over and over again when I first got the CD from them. Oh my god, dude, it was amazing. But yeah, I guess I should get to my choices here. If there were going to be a movie about my life as a motovlogger, first off, why? But most importantly, I'd want Tim Burton to direct it, because some people who know me very well have this habit of telling me to stop thinking because I look creepy. So creepy would work for me. So if I'm going to have Tim Burton directing it, I've got to have Danny Elfman doing the music. Because creepy and creepy, it works. But in order to play me, I got to go geek-wise and go with Ron Glass. And I don't know if you guys know the name, but if you've ever seen the show Firefly or the movie Serenity, yeah, he played Shepherd Book. He was Shepherd.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah.
And the reason I picked him was because there was this one episode where River was hiding from Shepherd because he didn't have his hair pulled back and it was out and all crazy and stuff. And at one point, my hair was very much like that, and my wife just kept making references to that scene because I'll be the first to admit, I looked ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And if I didn't pull it back and tie it in a ponytail and stuff, it was scary. It was scary. And I told her one time, we were being silly back in our old apartment, and she's hiding in the bedroom. I'm like, come on out of the bedroom, come on, we're gonna have fun. And she's like, no, too much hair. I'm like, oh, God. So yes, that would be my trifecta, and I have a feeling it would be a blockbuster hit, even without starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh my God.
Yeah, nice.
We've got to get to Mars.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby, you're just talking about Dave Grohl, right? Now I see a program, and obviously, the music, you do the music yourself, and you've heard of Sound City, yeah?
Yes.
Right. Now, if you know the story, believe you me, mate, I'm not going to say too much about it, but if you get, I've not even opened this. I've seen the film. Right. I also got the CD with it, and you'll understand why. The film by Dave Grohl.
Yes.
And if you know it, and you know the reason behind it.
Yeah.
Right, and you know how this all came about as well, the CD to go with it. You'll know all about it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The old mixing desk, yeah?
My God, dude.
Yeah, man.
I want one in my living room so bad. Like, all my music I do, like, sitting here on a computer, and I really wish I had, major console.
Trust me, Andy, if you do get a chance to see that film, right, believe me, do it, because that is fantastic. And that's Dave Grohl. It's all about Sound City, and you've got a load of characters who have been recording there for years and years and years. Well, up to the time when it didn't record there anymore, and you'll understand the reasons why it's such a good film if you give it a look. It really is fantastic. Especially
if you have any musical background whatsoever.
Yeah,
you're gonna love it. It is really going to dig into your psyche.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is, I know we got off the topic of bikes and this anyhow, but the good thing about this CD is this CD is actually produced during the filming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say no more.
Oh yeah. I absolutely, I love Foo Fighters' new work. Dave Grohl is just amazing. I mean, I loved him ever since he was just a drummer. Because
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was a quiet lad then. I mean, I'd say that he was the quiet one of the band back in the days of Nirvana.
Yeah, but when he got behind the skins, there was nobody who was more accurate, who was more in the pocket, nobody who could touch him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like technical skill.
And that's why I like the that's why I'm so into the old Tenacious D stuff. I mean, I got I got two of their albums, and I was knowing the other stuff that's on the internet and on YouTube and whatever. But Grohl does a lot of work with them anyway, and I think I've got the Pick of Destiny album, and I've also got the first Tenacious D album with can't remember the tracks now. Fucking, I'll tell you what, it's age, man, and memory's gone. But seriously, if you do get a chance to listen to any Tenacious D material, lads, do it. It's comical, it is hard, it is rocky, it is all sorts of stuff. But it is typical Jack Black,
Yes.
And Gas as well,
Oh, Kyle is hilarious in that movie, especially when they first meet.
Yeah, yeah man, that's
Oh my god,
But, you know,
that's a great one.
but the fact you see the Pick of Destiny as a absolutely fantastic film. It just flows off in different tandems, man. It's a bit like Life of Brian in the respect when you got 3/4 away from the film and the UFO come flying past. You remember that one? Yeah.
Oh man, I love right from the start. You've got Meatloaf, you've got Dio.
Yeah. Oh man, the film is so good.
Yes.
So good.
I actually have several tracks from Tenacious D on my ride mix because I have a mix that I listen to when I'm on the bike if I'm not vlogging or if I'm not just listening to the engine and I want to put on some music.
I'll tell you, some of them, are, you can't describe the language in them is spot on.
Great choice.
And these tracks are rocking. They're driving, but the language is fucking raw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And perfectly utilized too. It's not just gratuitous because you look at him sometimes and you see the stuff that he does on film and it's like, oh, there's a gratuitous F-bomb here and there. But then you listen to the album and it's like, nope, that fit. That worked.
Oh man, that's enough of that. But you'll say get a chance to listen to him. It's fucking fantastic.
Oh my goodness. All right. Oh wait, let me look at the Q&A here. G77 says pictures or it didn't happen, Bobby. You know what? I'm going to have to go through some of my stuff and see if I can find the pictures. I don't know if I can do it right now, but I will find pictures. I think there's one of him just in the crowd, and I think there's one where I'm in the same picture, but we're not like together. We're in the same picture. But yeah, I'm gonna look for that and I'm gonna post it. And then Backroad Moto said Roscoe just passed away. Yes, he just passed away. I think it was a couple months ago. The guy who played Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Yeah. He was he was in his mid-80s, though, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Oh, good innings, then.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was one of my favorites.
Oh, funny as fucking awesome. Really.
And who are you? Roscoe Pico Tree. Loved it.
I certainly don't make them like that anymore.
No.
Definitely not.
What's happening with Daisy these days?
Yeah, well, Jesus, man.
I think she traded those shorts in for long skirts, or at least I hope she did.
But think about it, she's in I think she's probably in she's late 50s, early 60s, isn't she? Must be Catherine Beck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was her name.
I am not sure.
I don't know. Can't remember. I think it was. Something like
Not sure.
But top series anyway. Fuck me, they got for about 2,000 of them cars, didn't they, by the end of the run?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All those jumps. Everyone when it landed was alright.
Good one. If I ever got my hands on one of those cars, I mean Dodge is doing stuff very similar to that now, and if I ever got my hands on one, I would totally paint it up for the general me. I don't think I'd put the Confederate flag on top, however, just...
Tell you what though, Bobby, reading some of the stuff over the years, they reckon the actual car, you know the cars better than I do, obviously, but the car that they used in the General Lee was a good car, right? But the one they used, I think it's a Ford in Starsky and Hutch, they reckon is one of the biggest piles of shit they ever made.
Yeah.
It was Catherine Bach. Catherine Bach played.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my goodness.
I can't remember what day of the week it is, but I still remember her name.
Oh man, you kind of can't help but remember her, man.
Short-term memory loss, mate.
I don't think there's memory loss when it comes to the shorts. Let me see. I'm actually going to...
Sorry, lads. What'd you see a mini Buser on the table? Yeah, Eddie. Mini Buser. Where'd you get that one from? Behind you.
This one?
Yeah.
It's a present off Mrs. B.
Really?
Yeah.
What scale? Sorry, lads. What scale is that?
It's a Masito, or whatever it's called.
Right.
M-A-I-S-T-O. and I'm guessing it's, I don't know, something like 177, something like that.
It's a nice model, isn't it?
It's got a side stand and everything.
Yeah,
And
because
suspension.
Yeah. I'll show you some.
What?
You know, because I collect model motorcycles anyway. I've got quite a big collection. I'll show you this. I'll just show you quickly. I'll just turn it around. It's all my Harleys on the wall.
Damn, dude.
Nice.
Right, yeah. Right, it's all the Harley Davidsons. Anything. Well, it's probably about.
Wait, you want mine to put up there because you can have it.
Also,
fucking Sunday.
but, so just quickly, I know I can keep going on a tangent here.
Well, anyway.
But things like I've got stacks of models that, to be quite honest, probably my son will get these things eventually. But that's the latest one I've got, which is the old Suzuki Katana. If you can see that.
Oh God, I have one of them.
All right. And it's got. I'll only show you a couple of models, but this is an old Norton Commando. I've got Triumphs.
Nice.
Nice.
So I collect them. Obviously, leave them like they did with the Harleys. Leave them in the cases. But I will show you. You'll recognise this one, obviously, quickly. This is a different breed altogether. Hold on.
We're doing that. I'm getting a beer.
And I just took a look at Catherine Bach, and yeah, she can still wear the shorts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Andy, if I tell you, right, from your local Asda, they're doing a range of motorcycle models. My wife calls them toys, but they're not. They're models. They are, how much are they? £3 each?
£3.
Right, and they are detailed like you wouldn't believe. £3.
Has it got
Oh,
suspension, mate?
Suspension, mate.
Oh, nice.
And the detail, I've got Triumphs, Ducatis, I've got the Yamaha R1, I've got the VFR 1200. I don't know how big the range is, but I've probably got about 10 models there. And they, you know, are £3 each, and they come boxed and everything, so can't complain at that, can you?
Hey, I might go and have a look at that.
Yeah, mate, just at Asda store, in the toy department.
All right.
So yeah, they are cool.
I wish they made a model of my bike, man. I'd totally get one.
Yeah, but it will cost about like 600 quid, won't it?
Yeah,
Probably. God. I know, like, somebody on eBay had like a 1940 something Indian model, and I love it, but no, I want a model of mine. I love my bike. Oh God, I love my bike. My bike is awesome.
Yeah, but has anyone got one of these? Eh?
Yeah, no,
Check that bad boy out.
Yeah, gotta bug Dave to make one for me.
Yeah. Who am I, UK number 1? Bikes at scrap. Awesome. Like a boss. Wheels turning everything. Excellent.
That is cool.
I'm sure is that the one Dave made, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. Or maybe you've done the video on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
I'll tell you
nice.
what, his videos he's been making is absolutely mesmerising, isn't it? As he works on them.
So, yeah, absolutely. So, somebody's put any model forklift swaggy. Do you know what I bought with my son at a?
You put your model forklift next to this bike, I like on its side and wrap these forklifts in.
Do you know they do make them? I mean, you could model anything. You know, I mean, my father-in-law used to have he built up a hell of a train set. It cost him about £10,000, and he's recently started. He spent loads and loads of money on the tractor engines and all sorts. But he used to buy little kits, and he used to make allotments, and you could buy a little kit of say 10 cauliflowers. Right, and these cauliflowers were about that big, about 5 millimeters across, and they'd have about 25 parts.
No shit.
What? Seriously, mate, yeah, no word of a lie.
A model cauliflower.
Yeah, seriously, yeah.
Shut up.
It'd take them a week, right, to build up, say, 15 cauliflowers.
All right, hold up. I gotta get to this one. J-Soto77 says, detailed models, perky nipples come to mind. Sorry.
I wonder how many parts they'll be in.
As long as there's 2. We're good. Oh man, no, I seriously want a model of my bike. I wanted to start doing the model bikes, but you know, kids, wife, house, no money. There is no such thing as money anymore.
No.
All you need, Bobby, is a laser scanner. Yeah, a laser scanner, and then a 3D printer.
Yeah,
Yeah. Speaking of models, here come the old Star Wars merchant. Hello, Dave.
Yeah, there, everybody.
How you doing, buddy?
Have you just joined because you saw your bike on the screen?
No, I didn't know you put it up there. I've just finished research with the wife, and I just thought, she's gone to bed. I can come online now.
Research?
That's crazy because we've just been talking about this, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll have to look back at that later on.
Complete with gold chain.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember the video, the unboxing. Yeah.
Hey, do you know what's really weird? I just realised, right? This is your first triple.
Yeah, that's right.
And what bike have I bought?
You got a triple. What do you think I told you that you were going to get the MT-09? I already subliminally put that into your head.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
That's awesome, buddy.
So Dave, I got a question for you. If I wanted to get one of those model bikes from you,
yeah,
how much would it cost, and what could you build?
Well,
you do it for free.
I wouldn't charge because then it becomes either a commission or it would be boring because it's something that you have to do. And B, I build whatever I can when the inspiration comes, because they're not straight off. I mean, Mr. B, it was 8 or 9 months after he says, I want one.
Yeah.
But the primary factor is time, because I can only do it when I've got time at work, because I've got all the equipment there, and the availability of parts. And at the moment, I've been off for 6 months. I haven't been able to do anything for anything. But if you wanted one, mate, I would do you one, and I wouldn't charge you anything for it. It'll just take quite a bit of time.
Well, you know what? I'm patient. I'm very patient.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Hey, look, I make jewelry for a living, and trust me, I totally understand the amount of work that goes in, the time that's needed. And I am not going to be one of those people who's like, hey, can you build me this? And then calls you the next day and goes, is it done yet?
Yeah.
Hey,
even more so when you know.
The trouble with people asking is it's hard to say no. And suddenly you'll have 20 or 30 people saying, I want one, which is why I usually build them for people that are giving back to the community. And that's one of the reasons why I'm hesitant with just saying, yeah, I'll build you one, yeah, I'll build you one, yeah, I'll build you one. But you do a lot for the community around here and a lot for charity and stuff like that. So there's no reason why I wouldn't build you one. But like I said, it does take a lot of time because I've only got my dinner breaks at work.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I don't want to put a cat amongst the pigeons here, but Bobby makes custom jewelry and you make custom models.
There you go.
Maybe there's an exchange off that maybe needs to happen.
Hey, well, you know what? I'm down with that.
So far, I have twice so far mentioned to him about wedding rings with the shape of tire patterns.
Yeah, you know what? I've been working on that, and the toughest thing about it, because I do everything by hand with very small tools, is getting the patterns to fit all the way around and be even. Yeah. And that's the problem I've been running into. I've been working on that idea for a while now, and I'm almost there. There. I mean, you know, doing the calculations is one thing, but I hate math. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, it'd be interesting if both of you made videos on creating that stuff.
Well, you know I will when I start work on it.
Yeah, I would totally be down for that. Yeah, let's do it.
That sounds good. I certainly watch them. I'll tell you what, I always say this, and I'll say it again. Watching your videos when you make stuff, Dave, is awesome. It's just mesmerising as you work away with the speeding up of the camera now. It's just awesome stuff, mate. I
played around with yours as well. Remember when I was doing the handlebars, and I had it in normal motion. I picked up the hammer, and then sped it up as I was hitting it.
And it was hilarious. It was just brilliant. It just totally worked. It's just excellent work, mate, I have to say.
It's as we get better with our editing, we start finding ways of introducing the edit in more effective ways. And I just thought, hang on a minute, I'm speeding up anyway. Why don't I speed it up at this point and stop it at this point, and it look more effective? So it looks like I've got super speed on my hammering.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Actually, I do remember seeing the video. Actually, I remember when Andy got the bike. I thought that's a smart looking little old thing. And I did watch the video because it was posted. Was it at the same time or just after? But yeah, that was entertaining to watch the production of the bike from start to finish.
It was absolutely
good work, Ed, Dave.
Thank you.
Like a boss.
If I remember right, Andy actually had the bike about 2 months before I put the videos out. Was it something like that?
Yeah, I thought they came afterwards, but
because I was waiting for a reveal so I could put it on the last video. But
because you don't want to put it on beforehand, do you?
No. Unfortunately, he lost all his video files at that point. Unfortunately, so although he did a reveal, he didn't get the same look or amazement or shock from his face as he opened the box, which is unfortunate because he lost the video. But at least he knows how good it was or bad it was.
Yeah, I was gutted when I lost all that footage, but I still to this day, I just can't thank you enough anyway for that, Dave. It's an awesome piece of work, and I'm so chuffed. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all value stuff like that. You don't, you can buy models and build models and do this, that, and the other. But when someone's dedicated time and effort to make something specifically for a reason, then that's always going to be in your household, isn't it? It's not.
That's it. It doesn't matter how much money you got. You can't buy that.
No.
Yeah, you could be a billionaire. You can't buy that.
Well, like I say, it's a one-off, isn't it?
Yeah. All the bikes that I do, there's always a unique feature that doesn't appear on other bikes, even if it's only something small, like the way I've put the wheels on, for instance. It's different to all the other bikes. And also, the other reason why you can't buy them is, like I've said before, when you start doing them to make money, it becomes a job. And then you don't have the same enthusiasm for it. It's just something to do to make a living. And I don't want to get like that. I want my stuff to be unique and individual.
Yeah.
And it is. It's awesome.
I mean, I do some stuff that I repeat. Like I'll do like a wax carving first, and then I'll mold it and repeat it. But then there are other pieces that, I'll get inspired and I'll do a one-off. And I've had people who said, "Wow, that's fantastic!" And my friend bought it. Can you make one for me? And I'm looking at them going, "No, no, I can't. I just can't do it. Sorry." And I understand. It is hard to say no. I'm one of those people. I like to be a people pleaser, but it's taken a while. But I've learned that a lot of times you just have to say no because it kills you if you don't. If if you say, yeah, I'll do it, and then you've got to sit there and do it, and you're like, wow, I really don't want to be doing this right now. I don't feel the spark anymore, and then your work suffers. So,
that's exactly why when I used to do a lot of clairvoyance, I was burning myself out all the time because so many people, once they know you do it, they're after you. And I had hordes of people around me all the time want me to do it, and I just couldn't say no. And I kept doing it and doing it. I was working all the spiritual churches at the same time and everything else. And after about 2 to 3 years, I was completely burnt out. And I've just had 2 years basically off it because, it's just does your head in, You just burn out. And I suppose that's the same with anything that you do. If you overdo it, you just get burnt out. And I think even with vlogging, actually, I couldn't imagine putting a video up every single day or making one every single day or 3 or 4 a week. Because I think that would burn you out in the end,
Yeah.
I really do.
That's why I tell most of the newer people, don't say you'll have a schedule. Don't say you'll put one up every week. It's much easier and better for you if you put one up when you have the inspiration to do one. I mean, I don't know with Calm Biker how he managed to put one out every day for a year.
Yeah.
That was amazing how he did that. I mean, I know there's some compilations in there, but for the most part, it was all original stuff that he did.
Yeah. And all filmed in wet weather gear. Can I just say, lads, the captain, right? Yeah, you've been watching these videos, yeah? Right?
Right.
Yep.
Captain Rambunctious?
Yes, the geezer. Right?
Yeah.
Now, you've probably seen his latest one, and there's a bike reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch the one before when he's with his mate. That is one of the funniest vids I've seen in a long time.
That was really good.
Tears in my eyes laughing, and the way that they were, talking to each other through the intercom, and the fucking conversation, the content, it was funny as hell. But I think it made me laugh because I actually saw mention it, and was the fact that he really give a real loud tally belly ho, didn't he?
That went on and on, didn't it?
Fucking Jesus Christ! And I actually made a comment in there, so basically saying, you know, that's comical, find it really good, but the local sort of country folk must think you've been fucking let out of somewhere. Because there's one geezer, right? And so he's on a tribe, and he's coming through a country, little road through a country village, and there's this fucking voice going, "Telly belly ho!" You know, and they're thinking, what the fucking hell? Yeah.
Dude, the man.
Comical though, I think that's brilliant. I think it's just
yeah. He's
comical geezer. So funny. Lovely bike he's got there.
Yeah, but he's hilarious. He's freaking awesome.
Oh,
just
and I think to myself, I'd see you lads are good at your vlogging and all this sort of stuff. I don't bother, because at the end of the day, I think if you've got that sort of, you know, that you I was speaking to Andy about it. I concentrate when I'm riding. I don't tend to sort of feel the need to talk and chat. You know, some people do. Some people probably ride and talk to themselves. And then another way of expressing that, I suppose, is to put it on the film, which to some people comes more naturally. I think obviously with the likes of you lads, I just can't be bothered. Right, and you know, the lad like the captain, you know, to come out with that content, I look at him and Bobby, you know, with his stuff, and I think it just reels off, it rolls, it rolls, man. It just fucking, it's there. You don't really seriously have to think about it. You just talk, and it just comes naturally. You know, I don't know. It seems like too much like hard work to me.
Nah, you just say what's on your mind.
Some of it can be down to the edit. I mean, I can often be riding. Like yesterday, I went out on Wild Bikes chip run, which he didn't expect me to be there, and for most of that, I never said a word. You know, I was just riding along.
Yeah.
But there was a few sections where I managed to talk about the ride and stuff like that. But I only went for the ride. I didn't go for vlogging purposes.
Yeah, I think just sometimes I look at it, I think I wish I had that sort of talent where. You know, stuff could just reel off and that would just flow, you know, rather than sort of stuttering and stammering and having to really sort of think, you know, that tumbleweed moment, you think, fuck me, what do I say next? You got to think of something, it might just come out with a load of shit, you know.
It's amazing, really.
Do you know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, I had a tumbleweed moment at the fucking Ace. Oh, man, did I? We were talking about ZXs, and I was talking to this lad, and Andy won't mind me saying this, but, you know, I think Buse is a fantastic bike, and I think it's a lot of them are fucking ugly bastards. Anyway, this lad who was spoken to the first time I met the geezer, he's part of the collective, he's a new member. Anyway, he came out to sort of see me ZX12 and just having a gas, and I said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know, Buse, all right. I said, I just don't fucking like the fucking things. I really hate them, you know. And, there's no disrespect to anybody. You know, you like what you like, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so he didn't say nothing. He just stood there and he sort of he went a bit quiet. Anyway, fucking carried on conversation. Yeah. Anyway, fucking, I said, by the way, buddy, I said, what sort of bike do you ride? And he said, well, I actually ride a Buser.
That wasn't one we looked at, was it, Wiggy? The white one?
It was, but yeah, that's He said, what's his name now?
I can't remember.
Mr. Ben is what he's called himself on the site. Lovely geezer. Anyway, poor old sod, no funny. I said, you know, I wasn't trying to be funny, you know, or anything like that. I said, just expressing your normal sort of free conversation, really. You know, if you think my bike's a pile of shit, then tell me. I don't bother me, you know. At the end of the day, but sorry. Who's it?
Your bike's a pile of shit, he says.
Fucking woman.
Well, what amazes me is how come Wade doesn't vlog when we can never shut him up on the Hangouts anyway.
I reckon, actually, I think Wade will make a good vlogger.
I can't understand why he can't, because he can talk for England, so I don't know why he can't vlog. Weggy, you'd make a bloody good.
No, I don't know.
Just imagine somebody is talking to you.
Yeah.
So they probably do, mate.
I tell you what,
probably me. No, seriously,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, what?
None of us actually managed to come up with a topic. I'd just like to quickly slap a topic in, Bobby.
Sure.
Vlogging, what's it all about and how do you do it kind of thing, just for like Weggy, because I'm sure that they call us vloggers, but what we do is when we're bored and nothing's going on, we talk. That's what vlogging is.
Yeah, there's only once, Andy, when I've seen you. I think you hadn't done it for a while. You'll admit you struggled a bit to get some. I don't know. The usual knack had gone for a bit, and it came back quickly. But that was when you'd been off it for a while. Do you remember once? Not that long ago, but a month, 2 months back. And it's first one you've done for a while, and it didn't seem as natural as it had done before. You know, practice, whatever it was. And it quickly came back.
Yeah, it does. I mean, vlogging basically is talking about stuff that you want to talk about when you haven't got to concentrate on what you're doing. So obviously you're not riding hard. You're just doing your daily ride, whatever it is you're doing. And you can just talk about anything, and you might think, oh, yeah, I'll go out for a ride today. And I'll tell you what, I'll be completely honest with you, right? I went to work today on the bike. On this camera is about probably an hour and a half's worth of footage, and I didn't say a frigging word.
Yep.
All right? So it just goes in the bin. But having the camera on is a safety thing and a bit of backup for if someone does pull out in front of you and there's an insurance, whatever. But if at any point you've got a camera stuck to your head, Weggy, and you're out on a ride, you've got that security there in terms of like for fault and all that sort of stuff where there's blaming a claim and all that shit. But also if you think, oh, do you know what, I've just thought of something and I'm going to talk about it, and you can. And that's vlogging.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
that's vlogging. That's all it is.
Also, if you get an idea and you got an idea for something, but you want to do some research, all you got to do is make a loud noise so it puts a spike in your edit so you can see where it is, and then just say, I got an idea. Let's try doing some research on steam engines, for argument's sake, and leave it at that. And then you can write yourself out something you want to do later on steam engines, and then you can purposely go out and do a vlog on steam engines.
See, what you're doing, basically, it's your talking version of what we used to do in the recording studio when we were doing the bands. You might record 7, 8 hours of music, and you might cut out 4.5 hours of it. And then obviously keep the rest and make a master tape of it. So the master tape eventually is what you stick on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I mean, I go out there and, like Mr. B was saying, I just leave my camera on because you never know what ass monkey's going to jump out in front of you or do something stupid on the road. So I've got my protection there. And every once in a while I'll say, I got something to talk about. Blah, 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 blah. And then I bring it home, and sometimes I have to cut it up, sometimes I don't. And stick it up there and see what other people think. So, I mean, you don't have to go out saying, I want to take a ride and I want to vlog. No, you just stick the damn thing up there and keep it running, and then eventually you'll say, hey, you know what scrapes my scrot? This shit really bothers me, and people love it.
That's right.
I think
it's off the cuff, and you're not prepared for it, so you do it. I mean, Bobby was doing some filtering, and he just happened to come up with something whilst he was filtering, and says, "I really wish the Americans would know about filtering, how safe it is, this, that, and the other," and that becomes a vlog because he was doing that at the time. He didn't go out thinking about it.
Yeah.
There's lots of instances where these things happen off the cuff. But the worst thing, of course, is when you don't go out on a camera and you come up with something or something happens. That's why I always ride, and it's always on when I go out. I've even got my backup black box camera on all the time on loop. If my battery goes, it's not as good quality. It's nowhere near as good quality. It's only 640 by 480, but just for insurance purposes, if the battery's gone on the helmet camera, I've still got a recording of what is directly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's like,
you know,
when you sorry, Bobby.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You.
When you were saying about when I took a break, it was when I put the camera back on and everything else, it was like I was more concerned about wanting to go for a ride rather than actually fucking talk. But I felt, because I've got quite a few subscribers, I felt the urge to create some content at the same time. But it doesn't work like that, though.
No. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a personal knock or anything like that. It's just the fact that
No.
you notice how smooth and you notice the way that people deliver their content. You know, it's like anything else. You know, if you take a break from something, sometimes you just come straight back into it and that'll be smooth. Some other times it just seems a bit like hard work. You know, and you think, okay, it's going to give me a you know a little while just to get back into the swing of things and make it as swift as it used to be. You know.
Yeah.
But that's where sorry, mate. I was going to say, but that's where having the camera on all the time, whether you're vlogging or not.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because if it's on, you're not thinking about it being on, so therefore you're not thinking, oh, I'm creating a vlog today. Whereas some other people, they only put the camera on when they're going to do a vlog, and that can dry you out.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where, you know, I keep my camera on all the time when I'm on the bike, and you know, I'm starting to do a lot more longer rides and stuff. So I got this little thing here, a dual battery charger that I actually wired. I wired a USB charger port to my bike, and I keep this in my pouch on the bike. I've got 2 batteries in here, 1 in the camera, and I just keep that sucker going. Just keep it going, you know. And eventually, as you're out there, let's say you're listening to a song and, you know, it sparks something, or you're not listening to the song, you're listening to the engine, or you're watching the road and an idea pops up into your head, you don't have to go searching for, you know, searching for a power button, searching for whatever to get that idea out. You're ready. You're ready. And watching you, like, on the Hangouts here, man, just the way that you get ideas across, just do the same thing on the bike. If you happen to have an idea while you're riding, you get things across very clearly. You know, you're not one of those people that nobody wants to listen to because, oh my God, I can't stand the sound of his voice. No, you're not one of those folks. So.
Tally Belly Ho!
Yeah, just don't do that.
You have great jokes that sometimes we can't put on air.
Of course, yeah. No, I mean, I think the difference is, right, now you all know this particular camera, right?
Yeah.
What's it not got?
An external mic.
You can put a microphone on it.
Oh, yes, I know you can. But, to be quite honest, I just haven't got the time to piss ball about and take it apart and do it. It's another straightforward little job. That's why I was trying to find older chess, because I was just going to buy a little microphone, you know, to just fit inside the lid and piss ball about and get used to that sort of thing. And give it a chair so you can do a 5-minute wonder on it. Oh, you've got it as well, haven't you?
No. I've got
a drift, isn't it?
I've got a drift, right?
Yeah.
The microphone port on the back. I dropped the camera once. It ripped the microphone port out the back.
Right.
So all I did was I opened it up and I soldered out the microphone that's in the system.
Yeah.
Soldered in a wire jack.
Yeah, 3.5. Just a 3.5 millimeter. Yeah.
That's right, 3.5 mil jack, and I just wired it straight into the wires where it would have been the microphone. So this no longer has an external mic.
No.
It only has this input that I have. And that was the easiest and quickest way that I could get this back up and running without having to send this away for repair.
Yeah. Obviously it works. It gives you the same.
Yeah.
It works exactly the same, doesn't it? It's just a case of taking it apart, resoldering what was already there,
Yeah.
so to speak, and go from there. But yeah, I mean, if I get a chance, I will. I've not had it that long. And,
Yeah,
so
you need to start. You need to start vlogging, Wiggy. I'll subscribe.
I won't.
I'll subscribe too, man. I
don't know whether I'll subscribe because I know like a few people, you know.
Exactly.
But there is the other side of it as well, though, Wiggy, is the editing.
So I'm lazy. Yeah. See, the thing is, right, I'm going to be completely honest, right, I'm up to scratch with most things. But you know what, dare I say this live, right, really, I don't even know how to make a fucking title. I've not done any editing with Windows Movie Maker or nothing. Now, Andy knows this shit. Right?
But you do know how to make a title.
Andy knows this shit.
You've got one on here. You've got a banner right there. You've learned how to do that. To make a title is just as easy. Whatever editing software you're doing, whatever editing software you've got, will have a tutorial.
Yeah.
Just click on headers or titles.
I'll be honest with you, Dave. Right, I could probably sort it out, and you'll obviously see some sort of example in the near future, right? But you know, I've not done it before, and in fact, I mean, it was my kids, well, especially my daughter, and then my niece. My niece uses Windows Movie Maker for all sorts of stuff, and their kids, the youngsters, are fantastic at making videos that are superb, and they've got all sorts of images, and they're fucking flying around, and they're fading away, and there's multi-images and shit and stuff and everything going on. I think that looks so good. How'd you do it? They don't tell me. Bastards. They don't tell me.
Hey, that's all right, Wiggy. All you do is you say, look, I've been out for a ride. There's the footage. Sort it out.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I thought that the other day. I don't know. I'll speak to my daughter and see if she can knock something half decent up. Now, Andy has got a new header, new title for the videos, which I think it looks superb, mate. If I'm completely honest, with the old Harley Rumble.
Yeah,
and,
that was made. That was made for me about 6-7 months ago, and a guy sent it to me. Dale Shade. I can't remember his name. I've tried to find him to thank him, but I never find him. But I just put it into a folder, and then the other day I thought, I've got a bloody title there, so I used it. Yeah. But all I'll say to you is, when it comes to Movie Maker, I hadn't got a clue when I first started, and my daughter Amy showed me, and now I know my way completely around Movie Maker, and I've just downloaded the latest version, and it's got more shit on it as well, and you'll be surprised what you can do with that basic version.
That's all I want, mate.
Yeah, I've got Vegas at home, and I've looked at it, tried to play with it, can't get my head around it. But Movie Maker, I can do what I like with it now. She doesn't help me at all with it. Everything I do myself, you know.
Yeah, I know, and I fully appreciate it. I fully agree with Dave. It doesn't matter what. See, I'm like my wife, right? I read fucking when I get stuff, whatever it is, I read the instructions, and I learn through tutorials and shit like that to learn as much as I possibly can about something. You know, I mean, I learn about PCs and how they used to work, and then I strip one down and rebuilt the thing like you do with bikes. So I did all that bollocks. And but as far as Windows Movie Maker, I'll be honest, even now at the age of 49, I've never even looked at it. So as far as videos, you'll see the Hangouts are Hangouts. They go up raw as what they are. You might put a thumbnail on it, something different. But as far as the vids are concerned, they've just literally been recorded on a phone camera, or you know, one that I did with a contour, which was the gear lever falling off. Right, and then that just went up raw, because I didn't bother putting the header on, making one. But to be quite, it'd be nice.
You sat down with your daughter for a couple of hours, you'd crack Movie Maker. Easily crack Movie Maker. Yeah, a couple of hours.
In fact, you don't even need to read nowadays. You've got this new thing called YouTube, with which you can watch.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, how to do an oil change, or how to make a movie with Movie Maker.
Yeah.
It's all out there.
Just got off a subject. My Aberstand came, and I think they're fucking brilliant. Aberstand, superb, mate. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah, just don't move the front wheel on it while you got it.
No,
No,
that's technically not a stand. That's the wheel
no.
spin.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, yeah, I just got a fitting kit from the MT-09 and the front lift arm as well. So
Yeah. I did say to my wife, I like the Ford, I'll get the left arm for the front wheel as well. You know, because it makes sense, doesn't it? It's such a simple thing. But what I've got at the moment, what I can get away with is the fact I've got a ground anchor. So effectively, I can do exactly the same thing. But it's just so much better than a paddock stand. You know, I don't knock people who like paddock stands, but it's so much easier. You know, it's 2 minutes to put it together.
rock solid.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get too much further, I'm going to get to the Q&A here. And this one goes back to Weggy, and it says, Bex88 says, cauliflower challenge, anyone?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, if everybody went out and bought a little pack of these modelling cauliflowers, see who could make 10 in the shortest period of time. You fucking put it out a week later. And they've got to be paid.
I wasn't sure if that was a reference to the broccoli challenge. Petrol station, got any cauliflower?
Right. Oh, man. And Jasuta77 says, I just wish I had a model on my bike. All right. Backroad Moto is a rebuttal to Andy's last comment, which was back a little bit, but it says never make a balloon animal, and if you do, wear a mask, or every damn kid in the world will bug the shit out of you.
It's true as well. It's true.
Oh,
Make me a balloon Hayabusa. What?
all right.
It's true.
So yeah, Bex88 also says YouTube tutorials, Weggy. That's how I learned the basics in Premiere
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that brings us to 100 Spoke Riders. Says, what kind of editing software does everyone use? So let's start with Mr. B.
I use Cyberlink.
Wow, I've never heard of that one.
Well, sorry, Cyberlink is the manufacturer. The software is called Power Director.
Power Direct. Okay.
Yeah, so I use Power Director 13. That's what I use.
All right, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
I used to have, I think when I first bought an Acer computer, I think it had the PowerLink stuff on there, and it did have some editing software, basic software, that was PowerLink. Then I must admit the actual software itself, whether it be for the DVD or CD player at the time, was good quality. No two ways about it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of options. As many tracks as you want. There's no limit to the tracks you can have, and loads of effects and stuff. So yeah, that's what I use, and it's easy to use.
All right, pretty cool. Suffolk Andy.
Well, I just said that I use Movie Maker. I used to use the older version, but I've just downloaded the new version, which is basically the same, but there's got some new effects and stuff on it. And I find it very simple to use for an old fart, and I'm quite happy with it. You know, it does everything I need for what the sort of vlogs I do. But basically, if I went up another notch and started doing music, you can put music on it, and there's no problem with that. But if I wanted to really go flashy, then I'd have to go for something else. But for what I'm doing at the moment, Movie Maker is just basic, and it does everything I need and ticks all the boxes.
All right, very cool. So, Weggy, I know you're not using one right now, but what have you got on there now?
Well, it's Windows 8. I went up from Windows 7, which to me was a decent operating system. I've gone up to Windows 8.1, which, to be honest with you, I hate. It works, but it's going to be Movie Maker, mate. Because at the end of the day, I'm not looking for anything extravagant. What I do post will be it'll have a header. I'll go through the tutorials and get my daughter to help set me something up and show me how to do it. I'm not embarrassed to say that. At the end of the day, I've never done it, and I've done plenty of things electronically and all that sort of stuff. But the one thing I haven't done is video editing on a PC.
Okay.
But it'd be Windows Movie Maker. But I'm waiting to see what happens with Windows 10, because we've all pressed the button. We're all waiting for the download now. I don't know what sort of site, if they're going to go back to how possibly Windows 7 was, or is it all going to be app-based again? I know it's going back to a little bit of the, I could put it, a little bit of the Windows system as we knew it. but it's also introducing it's bringing in the format of the 8.1 system with the apps and combining the lot to make it work as a one rather than two separate entities, so to speak. Hopefully,
it's actually three separate entities. If you detach from your computer or laptop the mouse and the keyboard, it goes to a tablet formation, and it will ask you, do you want to go to tablet? If you plug in your mouse and your keyboard, it will say, do you want to use it as a desktop? So it's trying to cover all the bases, but for what we use, which is a mouse and keyboard on our laptop, on our towers and whatever, it's very much like the old system. But when you go to the start window, it'll bring up not only your start menu, but it'll also bring up your icons if you prefer to use icons.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know, Dave, if they're gonna, because obviously with the old Windows system, you used to get your media player, so on and so forth. You don't really get none of that now as such. Do you? You get a basic offering depending on what company you supplied your PC. But I don't know if Windows is going to involve more of the software that they did before. Or is it going to be sort of whatever you want you can pick and have to do, or introduce your own software, so to speak, or whatever?
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Anyway, Windows Movie Maker will be the one. Sorry.
And you say you wouldn't have any reason or any topics to blog on. See, there you go, right there. You just did a blog. Now, if you were on a bike, it would have been a motovlog.
This is like being at the IA, really.
All right, so Dave, what about you? What are you using?
Oh, is it 4 years ago that you asked a question? Right, okay. I'm using Sony Vegas Pro 13. I find it very useful. I love the way it separates everything for me. I love the way you can overlap things and do it the way that they do it. I like the way you can use its own inbuilt systems to enhance the audio and video qualities as well as your effects and that. But although I don't use a lot of the effects, but I love the way you can add audio to it and all sorts of things like that. It's very, very good.
All right, can I ask you a question then? We're using Windows Movie Maker, right? How limited are you with the editing of stuff? So, for instance, I want to add some music, regardless of what sort of music it is. Rich was talking about it the other night, and so was Andy. But just say, for instance, I want to introduce a track from Motorhead, and I want to put it on my track, my video that I've filmed of me doing 175 mile an hour down the A14. Yeah. So, does it got the facility for me to add that particular music?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. You can put any music you like onto it. As long as you've got that file, you can incorporate it in, stretch it out, run it as long as you want. You can do anything you like with it.
Yeah,
the problem you'll get if you put Motorhead on and when you put it up to YouTube, you'll be fucked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. So really, to be quite honest with you, what I really need to do is fucking get the old band back together and play it ourselves, and they can't do nothing about it because we play it.
Right.
Exactly that, mate. That's what you need to do.
All right, so now it comes to me, and for a long time I was using iMovie because it just happened to be on my computer when I got it, and it is fantastic. It is so easy to use. It's freaking beautiful. The only issue that I found was once I got my new camera, it couldn't handle the 60 frames per second at 1080p. So, because I wanted the clarity and just really crisp video, I went and bought Final Cut Pro X, and it is basically the same program. The layout is pretty much the same. A lot of the effects are not presets anymore, but they're so easy to use. Once you know iMovie, it's just a matter of tweaking your ability to use what was on there, and it has a ton more effects, so many more effects, more sound effects. I create some of my own effects also. I'll do like pre-keyed stuff, or I'll download some pre-keyed stuff from, like explosions and stuff, which I like to use on some of my videos. And you just drag it in, and it's there. You don't have to you don't have to go crazy trying to tweak anything. Music files, you just drag it right over, sit it where you want to, and it's there, you know, and everything is right in front of you. So, you know, the free program was great, but I gotta say Final Cut Pro X was worth the $300.
The one thing I would say is we all say that the system we're using is very easy to use, but that's because we've learned how to use them. Everything is easy when you know how to use it. It's the same as there are no hard questions if you know the answers. The easiest thing to do is to get an operating software for your video rendering and play with it before you do anything else. Just play with it. Make yourself a short 1-minute film of you sweeping the floor, for argument's sake. Make yourself a heading title, show you sweeping the floor, make yourself an exit title, render it, and see how easy it was. And if you want to go from there and add effects, do another one. Add some music. Do anything you want. Play with it. That's the best thing to do always, is play with it first. Get to know the system. I
know, like what you're saying there. When I first got Movie Maker and I was being shown, I made a 2-minute film when I went to Le Mans and watched the MotoGP. And I only took a little bit of film, you know, them coming around and stuff like that. And I put a very well-known piece of music to it, and I edited it and everything else. And I've still got it on my PC. I would love to put it up onto YouTube. I can't because they won't allow it because of the music and whatever. But I can understand what you're saying, and that was the first thing I ever done on my own, sitting at a computer playing with it, like you're saying, Dave. And I tell you what, I learned so much doing that. It's the way to go.
Yeah, and I gotta say, one of the reasons the kids do such great stuff is because they're not afraid to sit there and fool around with it. They're not afraid they're going to break something, or they're not afraid they're going to make a mistake and have to do it all over again. You know, they're just like, all right, I'm just going to do it, and they'll sit and fiddle and fiddle and fiddle and fiddle, and they'll pick it up. But once you start getting older, you start worrying about, oh, if I turn this knob the wrong way, it might come off. I spent money on this, and I don't want to break that, and I don't want to lose. You know, yeah, let all that shit out of your brain and just go for it, man.
I'll tell you what, Bobby, I have to agree. The kids, fantastic. They do all that with PCs, but when it comes to washing a fucking bike down or getting the toolbox out, I don't know how to do it.
Washing up.
Yeah, and that as well.
Yeah, washing up. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, that's because that's practical.
Life's life.
The worst mistake is to think, okay, I want to do 5 or 10 minute thing with 100 cuts in it of different things because I want it to snap together for your very first thing, because it's not going to work out. The other thing I would say as well is learn where the back one button is, or the undo button is, because if you make a mistake and you've noticed it, you can click that button and you'll get back to where you were. With Sony Vegas, I don't know with others, but with Sony Vegas, you can do that multiple times.
Yeah.
So if you've lost a clip, you can go back 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 steps, and you get back to where you were then, and then you can start from there again.
Sort of video version of the old paint, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of, you know, you can do what you like with paint. You just go back frame for frame for frame, can't you?
Movie Maker will do the same. It's got a click back thing, and times I have to use it. You know, I've cut something and that doesn't run right, you know, and you think, oh, that's jumpy. Click it back, do it again, and you can keep playing with it till you get it right, and off you go. And you can cut back. You could edit a whole film and cut the whole film right back to where you started on Movie Maker.
Yeah.
Also, you haven't got to do it all in one go either. I mean, at the moment, I tend to decide I'm going to do this vlog now, and I start and edit and render all in the same day. But I'm sure people like Mr. B, they will do projects where they'll start a project and they'll save it as a project so that it will, when they reload it, it'll start from the place where they finished the project from, and then continue it from there.
Yeah. I do the same thing. Like, if I have something that's really straightforward, you know, I'll start and end in the same day. But a lot of the videos, like the one I did for the Motovloggers Barbecue, that took me a few days of going back and forth, not because it was so I guess intense, but because I wanted to do a lot with it. We had a rider on there, Clutch First. He doesn't show his face on video, but I got a lot of footage that had his face on it, so I had to go in and blur it out, and I really didn't have to spend a whole hell of a lot of time on it, but I wanted it perfect, So yeah, you do the project. You say, you know what, I'm kind of tired of this right now. You can go work on something else in the same program, or go do something else in the house or whatever. Come back to it, and it's right where you left off. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier than you think it's going to be before you open it. Once you open it and you start futzing around with it, you're gonna sit there and go, oh, I could do that. Especially once you watch a couple of YouTube videos, you're like, oh, hell yeah, that was easy. You mean it's just this button? Oh, fine.
That's a good thing about tutorials is you want to do something, you don't quite know how to do it. You look at the tutorials on YouTube and you'll find how to do it. Now, Calm Biker, he did a huge amount for the Sony Vegas stuff, and there's some of the stuff on there I didn't realise that I could do until I saw him do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it'll be the same with all the software that's out there. The only reason why I talk about Sony Vegas is because that's the only one I use. Andy will talk about the Movie Maker because that's the one he uses. There's a lot of stuff out there. People always put stuff on there for tutorials and whatever of the things that they found that works for them. And go play.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, YouTube is one great big manual for it. It's automatically there, isn't it?
Well, for everything, I've actually done jobs on my bike after watching other people on YouTube. Watched them and thought, oh Christ, why can't I do that?
Yeah,
I went there and just done it. Yeah,
and that's why such of the normal routine maintenance. I mean, there's people who do all sorts of levels of mechanics and everything, but the basic maintenance, with a motorcycle, and little tips and tricks, especially with whether it be older bikes or newer bikes, brand new bikes, these little tips and tricks and these little tutorials, that's why they get all the hits, because obviously people put in a particular model of a bike and these all come up, bang, and you look at it and that's how people come across your likes of Brain Dump and Del Boy's Garage and all that sort of stuff, and that's how these things grow. And I tend to find that they're fantastic. You just put in, if you was to go and buy, so like yourself, Andy, with Harley 1200, you want to do something with your bike, bang it into YouTube, chain adjustment or belt adjustment, whatever, bang, you'll find 500 videos on the job, won't you?
Yeah, and I have used it for that as well. I serviced it myself, and I looked at people service them, and went out at the garage and done the job myself.
And you probably tend to watch about 3 or 4 of them just to get a different perspective on, and then you choose the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
There we go. Actually, Mr. B and I both have the screens up right now.
All right.
So yeah, there you go. I've got mine for Final Cut Pro X. It's super easy, super easy. Let me see here. You've got, edit, your undo, right there under edit. Everything is just like right here in front of you. You can control your video and your audio from here. That's if you want to get really technical in it. And then here's the line. This is what I work with, And then I throw in my titles.
Right, so I've got to learn about I mean, I used to do editing with, it's going back years, with VHS and editing music on no, you fucking laugh, right? Seriously.
Really, you sound like an old man there, mate.
You laugh. If you look at my YouTube channel, one of the first videos I put up was my old GPZ11. Now, I actually could be bothered, I was lazy. I recorded that off my VHS. So I recorded off a Sony Handycam, put it onto a VHS tape, obviously, back in the 80s or 90s, whenever it was, and I just added, obviously, I connected the inputs of the video to the hi-fi, and recorded some music off a fucking C90, right, as a background, yeah. So that worked. And if you ever look, you'll see the quality of that video, my GPZ11 on my YouTube channel. And I recorded it off a telly.
And
But,
I'll tell you right now, this will be easier.
Bobby, can I just say, to me, that, I mean, obviously, you know about the front, but to me, I'm looking at what you put up there of your software, and I thought, where the fuck do you start? Really?
You just drag the video into place, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's where you start. You upload your video to your computer.
Yeah.
And you open it in the program, drag it into place, and that's where you start.
Oh yeah, I was saying that much, but then I'm not even bother. I'll just learn.
All right, that's all right. Well, look, we've got like 3 minutes here, so.
I was just going to say, just before you do that, if you look at mine, this is how I start mine in. I've got my intro there, I've got my exit there, and I've got a space in the middle, and that's where I fit my vlogs. And obviously, because we all know we can adjust the length of these just by dragging them and changing them. And I find that I have my intro and my exit already there. I don't have to worry about editing it. All I do is put in the vlog in the middle. So that's my standard opening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so we've got 2 minutes, and what I want to do is I got to get to these 2 things in the Q&A. Let's see. Biz says, "Evening, fellas. Hope y'all well."
Yeah. Hello, Biz. Good to meet you, Sandy, my man.
Yeah, good one.
Physically, we're perfectly well. Mentally,
That's a bit
all right, and of course, Bex88 says, "I used Movie Maker, which was perfectly fine for the basic editing. Since having a Creative Cloud subscription, I'm using Premiere Pro and After Effects for the title." So, there you go. This stuff, it's a lot easier than you think it is. All it takes is just futzing around with it. But with that, crap! It's raining. All right, I gotta run and grab my kids shortly. So we've gotta go through here. Oh wait, actually, Bex88 is back. He says, "It's always very daunting to look at when it's software you're not used to, but take it step by step and you'll learn it in no time." That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're going to get everybody to say bye-bye to the folks watching. And, let's start off with Dave.
Hi, Bobby. No news, no topics. Welcome to the Hangout.
That never gets old. Thanks, Dave. All right, Weggy.
Yeah, like to say, it's been a good evening. It's been very intuitive, and it's going to be a bit of a learning process with the old editing software. But, very interesting, very entertaining. Good to see you, lads, and goodbye.
Nice. Suffolk Andy.
Goodbye, everybody. It's been a blast.
All right.
Hey, what happened to the words of wisdom?
Yeah, I was about that.
The words of wisdom is, don't take a bloody stupid Harley Sportster on a long bloody run at high speed, because when you get back, you'll be freaking knackered, your arms will ache, your legs will ache, and you'll look at it and think, fuck, why did I buy it? There you go. and then today I had to get the ZZR8, and I've deep cleaned it already because I'm using that bloody bike again. There you go.
Nice.
Nice one,
Nice. All right, and Mr. B.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. As always, Bobby's Hangouts are awesome, and so is the panel, I have to say. What a great load of stuff. I know we went sideways and everything else, but it's bloody awesome. Love you guys. Bye.
All right, thank you. And from me, I'm just going to say thank you for watching, and tune in on Thursday for the Brain Dump Fully Loaded Hangout, and come back again on Tuesday where we'll be behaving badly again, because what the hell else? I mean, come on. You don't have anything better to do you? No.
Nah.
Alrighty.
We're sad.
Remember, folks. We're sad. Alright, remember, folks. Ride safe, stay classy. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.